group who you are and what do you do and where are you from, please?
All right. I am Colette. I am 52. I am from Manitoba, Canada, where we get lots of snow and it's really cold. I am a mother of 4. I have 2 adult girls who reside out of the home. I have 2 adult boys with special needs that I look after still at home. I'm a grandmother of 1 5-year-old fantastic boy. Grandparenting is better than parenting. I can tell you that right now. And I am on, I think I started this thinking I'm on a weight loss journey. And I think now that I'm come this far, the 28 months into it, I feel it's no longer a weight loss journey. I think it's more about finding a better holistic approach to my health.
That's amazing. You have grandkids as well, and you look great anyway, I must say. Comment below, is there anyone else from Canada, that part of Canada, Manitoba, you said, wasn't it? Is there anyone else in the group that is from that part of Canada? I'd love to know. And as always, guys, comment below #live if you're watching this live. I know many of you are watching the replay. Comment below #replay if you're watching the replay. And any questions that you may have, because Colette, the reason why I wanted to bring you on, I've been wanting to bring you on for so long, is because you are our longest serving client of 28 months, which is absolutely incredible. Like, seriously. And you're so inspirational. Like, your commitment, your dedication, your attitude is just, I mean, you're the model client. Can you just, you mentioned holistic approach. What do you mean exactly?
I think we started, I think when I came into it, it was like, yeah, you know, let's get down 50 pounds. Let's do this. Let's do this. And I think that as Georgina and I progressed, we started learning that the body wasn't ready for that. And so then I learned about, you know, doing the reverse dieting and refeeds and so much more. There's so much more to this than just losing weight. You know, you have to absorb the knowledge first before you can apply it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's for women especially, it's not as simple as eating less and moving more, especially for a woman going through perimenopause or menopause. So you mentioned there,
yes,
other factors at play. What do you mean specifically?
I think that this is just it. I think that for me, I grew up with that mentality of eat less, move more. And I think as we get older, I think I went into perimenopause at 38, but didn't really know anything about it. So right away, the weight started, I started gaining the weight. There was tons of stress in my life. You go to doctors and they want to put you on antidepressants right away. They want to give you things that aren't really looking at it's like a Band-Aid solution. And I was tired of putting Band-Aids on my issues. I wanted to go deeper. So I think this is where Georgina gives me that holistic approach, because we talk about what are some of the things that we can do to make our bodies feel better. Moving more is great, but if the body is having a hard time moving, then maybe we need to slow down and do yoga. Maybe we need to slow down and just meditate. And things like that weren't an option before. It always seemed like, no, you got to give her shit. And that was the only way.
Yeah, like tell me some of the things you tried before, because programs or trainers or
I think the biggest programs that I tried before was Weight Watchers, I think, and then Herbalife. And I think I like the Weight Watchers because it was the group effect and people throwing out ideas where you can pick up, oh, okay, that might work. But overall, it didn't work at all. Like I didn't lose any weight at all. Herbalife, I think I like the one-on-one coaching, but there was, it took forever to lose weight, and there was no end game. Like when you're finishing a program, you need to go back from the 1,200 calories, 900 calories. You need to learn how to eat at a higher number again, right? And there was none of that. So I walked out of there and after losing 30 pounds and spending oodles of money, I gained it all back. But at the same time, I was probably only eating 900 calories and I was running probably 7 to 10 Ks, 5 to 6 times a week. And so it became a lifestyle that I couldn't even continue with, and then I started having hip issues and the body was just really shutting down. And I was pissed off at it because I didn't realize that it was me doing it. I thought it was just betraying me.
Yeah, I mean, you're the type of person that really goes all in as well, and you're very precise. You're not someone that when you're tracking food, you understand how to track it properly. It must have been very frustrating for you. Like you were doing everything right, and your body was not responding.
Right, and I think for me that was the biggest thing, and so the self-esteem went down, the self-confidence went down. I just really felt, my body is betraying me. I'm doing everything right. How come it's not working? What is wrong with me? I took everything so personal, that I was a failure. And so, I would just beat myself up even more and more. And with Georgina teaching me that it's not, it really is a process, and it's not me doing anything wrong. And patience seems to be my biggest ally at this point.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you mentioned patience there. Like a lot of women coming onto our program, they're in the exact same shoes as you, and they want to lose 50 pounds, but they don't realize that their health is not in a healthy place to even diet. Like their gut health, their hormonal health, their adrenal health. We have to fix all these things first.
Yeah.
They're wanting to lose 50 pounds now. It's not going to happen until you fix the internal things first. That's why you've been in the program for so long. I mean, you weren't in a fat loss phase for 28 months straight, were you?
Oh, hell no. No, I entered into a fat loss phase, and I think we stayed there for a little while, and it wasn't working. And then we went into the reverse, and so the reverse was that really tested my patience, because I did gain weight. I gained an extra, I think it was like 15 pounds or something. And when I had such a hard body image already, and then to compound more weight on it, it was very challenging mentally, and to see myself in the mirror and to see pictures of myself. And I really had to stop it, focusing on the exterior and remembering that I'm still a loving human being. I'm still beautiful. I'm still giving. I'm still thoughtful. All the things that make me is not encapsulated on the outside of what this looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
So the reverse,
the weighing scale. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the reverse was challenging, but so worth it when it comes to what it did for me mentally and emotionally. Because when we did the reverse, and when we came out of the reverse and I saw the numbers coming back down, and I realized, look, I'm still here. I'm still this beautiful person. So it doesn't matter what that scale number said, Yeah,
the weighing scales does not define a person. A lot of people are fixated by a number on the scale. I mean,
that was me. Absolutely. That was me. If it went up 1 pound, I'd be like, oh, I suck. I'm fat. I'm this. And I would sabotage myself. I would berate myself. And it's like, so this is where I'm saying like weight loss is one thing, but it's like, what are the other components that are going on with the human, your mental state, your spiritual state, your emotional state, because they all contribute.
Yeah. Like stress can be physiological stress, psychological stress, from overtraining, from your body shutting down, from not getting enough nutrients, from external stress, from job, family. So stress is a huge factor. That stress management is a huge thing that our coaches provide for their clients.
Yeah.
What did Georgina provide for you specifically? I mean, 28 months that's I just hired her, but literally, I think it was one of her first clients.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh, poor girl. Ago, yeah. Then I put her through the ringer. It was. I think it's. I think that we just connect so well. I think that her approach is very holistic, and when I say holistic, she looks at all aspects. My emotional state, my psychological state. My spiritual state, we talk a lot about that. I meditate, I do Reiki, I do a lot of things that help bring that stress level down because it was so out of control for so long. And I think it's not abnormal stress. It's normal, just day-to-day living, being married, raising a family, having some challenging adults and behaviors and things like that. It's normal life. It's not like you can kick them all out and say, okay, I'm going on a weight loss, everybody needs to leave because you're stressful. So you have to figure out what's going to work.
Yeah. Did you do our GI map testing?
We
blood work. Did you find a parasite? Or what did they?
Yeah, so it came back. I think the biggest thing was the parasite. There was a parasite, and I cannot remember the name of it. But so we've been doing the parasite cleanse now for a month. We're going into month 2 now, and so we changed up. So there's a protocol for that, but we changed up. So it's gluten-free, dairy-free, alcohol-free, caffeine-free, pop-free, gum-free. I'm like, oh, I have no vices left.
That's great. So there was some issues with your thyroid, I think. There's our adrenals as well, was there?
The adrenals, yeah, the adrenal fatigue. And that's been something I think I've been complaining to doctors about for probably about 15 years is my lack of energy. And I know the last time I went into the doctor, she suggested that I do sleep apnea test, which I did do, and it came back mild. And then she just said, look, here's an antidepressant, it helps with fatigue. And it's just like, here we go again. Another Band-Aid.
The Band-Aid.
I want to fix.
You're not getting to the root cause of the issues.
Right. And I think maybe this is why I stayed with the program for so long too, is because I feel validated. I feel heard. I feel like you're not looking for that, you're not going to give me that Paw Patrol Band-Aid and say, okay, there you go. I need to, I want to fix this. I want to be healthy. Like weight loss is always my ultimate goal, but it's like, you can't drive a car fast if there's no oil in it. It's just going to blow up, so I have to have all of me working and functioning well.
Exactly. You mentioned there, doctors, most conventional doctors, they don't run any urine or saliva testing for adrenal dysfunction. They don't consider it a real condition, in fact.
No, not at all. And I have been doing naturopath on and off. But they, naturopath will definitely work with doctors, but doctors don't want to work with the naturopath. So there's that conflict. So I find it very challenging here in Manitoba to to go the route I want, because lots of times you can go to your general practitioner and have all this blood work done and everything for free, but you go to a naturopath and you have to pay cost for absolutely everything. So it's frustrating, financially too,
Can you talk more about the breakthroughs that you've had over the last 28 months and the impact it has had not only on you, but your kids, your family, your grandkids?
I think the biggest walk away so far that I haven't hit my weight loss goal, but I feel like
you're a new woman.
I don't hate myself anymore, and I think that it was so wrapped up in the out exterior of who I am. And so the whole philosophy is just eat less, move more is such bullshit that I just like, I always say when people are talking about that, I'm just like, oh, no, that's not the answer. Have you looked at this? Have you looked at this? Have you tried this? And it's because I don't want people to feel like I have for so many years. And the industry is not, is I think that you're the only program that I've ever come across where somebody's like, okay, let's increase your calories, let's reduce your workouts. I'm like, what? Because it's so the opposite.
our philosophy is the opposite of
Yeah.
you have to
And
eat more and train less.
you can't help take everything personal when your weight is not moving, right? Because obviously if it's not moving, oh, I must be eating too much fat, too much, right? Like that is the bottom line to everything. Oh, I'm not working out enough, so you reduce more calories, you work out more, and what you're doing is you're just doing more damage.
Exactly. I think a lot of clients as well struggle to love themselves. Like you've mentioned there, you've learned to kind of love yourself again. It shares everyone in the group. God, this is amazing. Like Colette is telling us all. Can you share her some love? It's not easy coming on here and being really vulnerable. I appreciate you doing that. Share some love in the group, please. This is just incredible. And
I think one of the things I think with women is we wrap up, that little number on the scale, it determines how well we've been, it determines how well we've worked, how hard we've worked, the reward we should get, for eating clean. And it just doesn't work that way. So it would, that little number would determine if I'm going to be feeling great and happy and love myself that day, or if I'm going to berate myself and say, oh my God, look at that fat bitch. Obviously she ate too much till last night. She didn't work out hard enough. That's what I would be doing. And now it's just, Georgina and I worked really hard on just like focusing on that number is a statistic number, and it carries so much weight of how much salt, how much muscle, all of these things. It is not a measurement of how well you're doing or how not well you're doing,
Exactly.
And we're using that in a graph so we can look at this over a long-term process, not a day-to-day sort of thing, So when I look at that number and if it's up 3, I'm like, oh, well, up 3, just track it and carry on. There's no emotional attachment to it whatsoever now. And to me, huge
That's
success.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's huge. Because I remember when your 4 months were up, over 28 months ago or 24 months, 2 years ago, you weren't going to resign. So you've had so many breakthroughs, aha moments, and it's just incredible, honestly.
I think it's the aha moments and it's the learning and knowledge that keeps me coming back, because this weight loss thing, I think it's probably going to be with me for the rest of my life. Nutrition and health is with me for the rest of my life. So it's not, it's all the knowledge that I'm gaining, not about just the nutrition and working out things, but it's knowledge about myself that for the first time in a long time, somebody's taking time to look at every aspect of my life. So when we use, when you use the word coach, you really are coaching. It's not just, oh, here's your program, follow it, come back to me when you need it revamped or whatever, so it's personal.
It sounds like you really connected with your coach and the trust. Yeah. You built up a lot of trust.
Yeah, she had to earn it. She did, because I did not come into this trusting. You were like, oh, if you want to do it, Colette, you'll do it. I'm like, I've heard that before. And it's you want to buy in, you want to believe. But I think that when I don't trust myself anymore because everything I was doing wasn't working. I don't trust my coaches anymore because it was just like, oh, well, if you're not losing weight, you're eating too much still. Reduce your calories. And
that's right. Yeah.
You can't come to the gym.
It can be demoralizing for someone that's just tracking all their food and putting all the work in the gym like yourself.
Yeah.
And then all they say is, oh, you're not tracking properly, or it's your fault. That must be really hard to take, was it? They don't listen.
Yeah, it's the listening, it's the validating. It's like, there was no dialogue. And I think that was just the frustrating thing. So I internalized it is, this is all my fault, because it has to be, right? Like it has to be my fault.
You are down. I look at your photos. You're down 25, 30 pounds from the highest point now. So
yeah.
You got to keep chipping away at it. And
one of the biggest takeaways here is another one. Throw out that damn timeline. Throw it out. Rip that stupid piece of paper up. Okay, because this whole bullshit business of lose 30 pounds in 4 weeks and all this shit, it is shit. Like we need to get that crap out of our brains and realize that nothing, that this isn't a smooth journey all the time. And so you may need 12 weeks, you may need 12, you may need 28 months,
Yeah.
but it's not like you're not getting anything out of it. You're getting knowledge, you're getting new ways of doing things, you're learning new things about food and macros and refeeds and reverse and tools that you can take with you forever.
That's priceless, yeah. But like, have you got any message for people in the group that are watching this and say, oh my God, this is making sense, but I'm too afraid to invest in myself? Or, I mean, have you got any message for people on the sideline?
Totally. You can invest in yourself with pharmaceutical prescriptions. You can do it that way, or you can invest in your health right now through proper holistic, feeding yourself, moving your body, and finding out what works for you. And this isn't just for 4 weeks, for 12 weeks. This is a lifetime. Where I look at my age, I'm 52, I'm an aging population now. I need to look after myself now. I don't want to be that person, with chronic issues later on in life. I don't want my children having to look after me, so it's important to me now to figure out sort of, how I can do this for myself. So, you give up that bottle of, give up that coffee for so long. It's a big investment. When you look at the big lump sum, sometimes people go, oh my gosh, I can't afford this. Break it down and think about everything that you're getting out of this. It's like you go and you buy, you spend, what, $2,000 on a mattress,
Exactly.
You can invest.
It's
in
the best.
yourself.
It's so true. The best investment is in you. I mean, if someone told you, we're going to add an extra 20 years onto your life and be pain-free, no aches and pains, have more energy, pass this information down, knowledge to your grandkids. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Absolutely.
You don't look at it like that.
Yeah. And it's paying it forward. So I'm gaining so much knowledge from your program, from Georgina. So I pass it on. I talk to my daughter. I'm like, okay, I've got parasites. So this is, I'm going gluten-free and dairy-free. And she's like, Mom, I always have stomach issues. Maybe I should try that. So now she's been gluten-free for 3 weeks. And she said, oh my gosh, Mom, night and day, And so, here she was going after doctor, trying to figure out why she has stomach issues. And it's the same thing. Oh, we'll just give you this. We'll give you this. And she says, I don't need a pill. I need to fix what's going on,
Education. Yeah.
So education is a huge, huge thing. You go to university, you go to a college, you invest in your education, through your program, you're doing the same thing. You're investing in your education. It's not, you gain a whole lot out of it.
Have you any advice for people that are coming into the program and then all of a sudden we're telling them, no, you're under eating or you've had health issues, you're not ready for a fat loss phase, your body will not respond, we need to focus on your health? Have you any kind of advice for them? Because we do our best, all of me and our coaches, but some people still struggle.
That one's always hard to hear about, the reverse dieting, and I do see a lot of comments about that, the struggle, and it is a struggle, but it's a short-term struggle, and I think that's what we need to keep in mind. And then I also think, well, Colette, things didn't work before, so let's try something new, right? Be open to trying something new, right? Because I didn't get here because of lack of openness. You know what I mean? Like, so be open to trying everything that the coaches say. And with reverse, so that was my opportunity to eat tons of ice cream and milkshakes because they had been off my list for years. They were like taboo. So I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So that's sort of how I try to embrace it, and it was I tried to make it enjoyable instead of looking at it as, oh my God, I'm gaining all this weight. I just had to think about, I'm nurturing my body in a different way. You know, I'm loving myself in a different way. You know, we have to change the talk that's in our head.
It's incredible. There's so many breakthroughs here. I'm going to have to see if anyone in the group has any questions. Pop your questions below, guys. If there's any questions, just have a quick look. So Rene was just saying she loves your passion. I interviewed Rene a month ago. She's another woman that had incredible results. She's similar to you, actually.
Yeah.
Michael says you can invest in health and prevention, or you'll spend it later in healthcare costs. Yeah,
absolutely. You know, where do you want to spend your time, in a hospital bed or out living?
Exactly. Lisa says hi too. Anyone else have any more questions before we go?
I think one of the things that lured me into you too, though, Davey, was your no bullshit. You know, and you use the F-bomb, and I love it. Okay, like
I've cut back on the F-bomb, actually. I've managed. Cursing is not for everyone. Yeah, I guess that's just me. That's my passion coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, you see my marketing. I mean, I do piss people off. It's important to piss people off to have, or else you have to polarize your audience. You can't.
It's hard. It's hard to hear the things that we don't want to hear. That's what it is. And so, you know, I didn't want to hear reverse, and I didn't want to hear refeeds, and I didn't want to hear calorie, you know, and there was a lot of things I didn't want to hear, you know, but it's like, I got to hear this in order to keep going. Let's go. You know, it's a new phase, and I'm going to bitch about it, and I'm not going to be absolutely happy right away, but I am going to get through it, and there is going to be something on the other side of it.
Yeah, it's that tough love. We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
That's incredible. It's really, to have someone in our program for so long and finally get you on a Zoom call. It's one of my greatest achievements, honestly. It's just,
thank you.
Genuinely, like, your interview today will inspire so many people, and it means a lot that you invested in us and trusted in us, especially. And I appreciate it, and thank you for everything.
Oh, thank you.
So God bless, guys. Pop your questions below, and thanks again, Colette, for your time.
No problem. Thank you.